Welcome back to the Lightkeeper's Path. I'm your host, Kimberly Catherine. Today's episode is a deeply personal one. I'm sharing the story of the first whisper that Spirit gave me, a whisper that would ultimately alter the trajectory of my life. That first whisper came in October 1999. I was driving when I was sideswiped by a worker's van. My BMW spun 180 degrees in one direction, then was hit and spun the opposite way. Thank goodness I was in a sturdy vehicle. The passenger side was crushed in about 2 to 3 feet. The only passenger that day was a stack of tile for the entry of my home that my mom was going to install later that day. The windshield shattered and I had glass in my hair and cuts all over. My mom, who was driving in front of me, quickly turned around and came back. The police and ambulance stated they couldn't believe I was able to walk away from that accident. My car was unrecognizable and totaled. I went to the hospital and was cleaned up from the glass, had whiplash, and was diagnosed with a concussion. Several months after my car accident, I became a Reiki Master. My goal was to try and figure out how to start to heal from my concussion, which was really difficult with lights and long days and concentrating. I did a few healings on my family and friends, and my corporate career was calling me back as I was in sales, so my journey as a healer was put on the sidelines. Several months after my car accident, I gave a Reiki treatment to a friend and was later carrying a birthday cake, which I dropped. I had tingling shoot up my arm, and it wouldn't stop. I was scared. I went to my acupuncturist as I was seeing her for my concussion, and she suggested I see my doctor. After several MRIs, with and without contrast, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in May of 2000. I was given a brochure and told to basically get my life together. I was scared and determined to learn everything about multiple sclerosis I possibly could. I didn't yet realize this was Spirit calling me again. I immediately threw myself into researching everything I could about MS. After my diagnosis, I became a seeker, a survivor, and even a fundraiser. I wanted to understand the disease and its prognosis, but I also wanted to find deeper meaning. The ringing in my ears began in 2014, 14 years after my diagnosis. I didn't understand it at the time. I thought it was tinnitus. It was such a hindrance in my everyday life. I would always tell my family, only one thing at a time. I can't have the TV and music and people talking to me simultaneously. I went to several doctors. They had no answers. My hearing tested perfectly. There was nothing wrong with me. But I knew something was happening, something spiritual. I began to realize these weren't ordinary tones. The ringing would shift, pulse, sometimes sound like a tuning fork. And I noticed it would increase around certain people or during moments of heightened emotion or spiritual activity. I eventually understood this was clairaudience, Spirit communicating through sound frequencies. I now teach others to listen to their own first whispers. We all receive them. Maybe yours comes through a dream, a gut feeling, or even a sudden knowing that you can't explain. These whispers are your soul's way of calling you home. Earlier in my life, I might have run from discomfort, but today, when the ringing comes or when discomfort arises, I don't run. I sit with it. I listen. I dialogue with it. That's growth. That's healing. One of the most pivotal moments in my journey was the day I sat with the dysregulation in my nervous system. I didn't run at the ocean or go for a long walk or swim to push it away. I stayed. I spoke gently to the parts of me that were afraid. I connected the physical sensations with the emotions I was feeling. 2 years prior, I would have spiraled. That day, I anchored in my peace. So if you are hearing whispers, pay attention. If your ears are ringing, maybe it's not just a physical condition. Maybe it's spirit nudging you. Invite curiosity. Lean into the unknown. You are not broken. You are awakening. Let's take a moment to reflect together. Gently close your eyes if you're able. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Bring your awareness to your heart space, the place where whispers land before they teach. Reach your ears. What has been whispering to you lately? Is there a message, a nudge, or a sensation you've been ignoring? Now ask yourself, what would it look like to trust it? You don't need all the answers right now, just presence, just curiosity, just willingness. Let this moment be your sacred pause, a space to honor what you feel, what you've overcome, and where you've been gently led. Thanks for walking this path with me. I'll see you in the next episode.